Representative Jasmine Crockett is a very outspoken Democrat in the House of Representatives. I don't agree with all of her politics, but she is very good at what she does. She has got a hell of a voice. She says some really interesting things that get eyeballs on her. You know, there are so many, ancient, gerontocratic representatives out there that you don't even know their name. All they have done is just 30, 40 years worth of representing us and staying pretty much hidden and not really doing anything for the people. Jasmine Crockett has only been on the scene for a couple years, and she's managed to make quite a few waves just by saying like obvious shit, just pointing out obvious hypocrisy. And she does it in a very artful way, which gets a lot of eyeballs. And that's the kind of people that you want fronting your organization. And the organization I'm talking about is the Democratic Party. We need fresh, young voices that that really know how to get the message across. Now, recently, I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the early part of this year, the Democratic Party was picking they were going to do an election for the House Oversight Committee. And this is one of the committees that does a lot of investigation into, government malfeasance. They do oversight to make sure that things are done the right way and done legally, and they try to curb, corruption. And the kind of person that you would want for that is somebody who is very outspoken and can really make a good point and reel in all of the bullshit. And in the early part of the year, AOC wanted this seat, and she would have been great. But when Nancy Pelosi, when she found out that AOC had thrown her hat in the ring for this, Nancy just happened to be on a skiing trip. I mean, that just go figure, man. Nancy Pelosi, after losing huge in the 2024 election, Nancy Pelosi is now vacationing somewhere, lovely in a spa, doing some skiing, and she fell down and she broke her hip or something because she's ancient. She's in her mid-80s. She should have been gone a long-ass time ago, but whatever. I digress. But from her hospital bed, she made a bunch of phone calls to a whole bunch of representatives to not vote for AOC, to vote for this man named Jerry Connolly. And I spoke about Jerry Connolly recently because Jerry Connolly got the spot. He got the House Oversight spot. Now, what makes it really fascinating that they would pick Jerry Connolly is that the guy was 75 years old. I think he's 76 now, but he's 75 years old with throat cancer. This is the guy that's supposed to be the big outspoken guy. I saw a couple of interviews that, I believe one of them was CNN and one of them was MSNBC, but they interviewed him. And he not only did not look like he knew where he was or what he was doing, he could barely figure out the computer to talk to the news, to the interviewer on the screen. He wasn't even facing the screen. He was facing another way. I mean, this is the kind of person that you want in a very technical job doing oversight for the House. You want a septuagenarian with throat cancer? And Nancy Pelosi is like, well, he's got seniority. Look, honey, playing this seniority game is fuck the Democrats. The Republican Party does not play seniority. If you got a big voice and you rake in the bucks and you kick ass and you take names and you overthrow the powerful, they will put you in that spot. Remember that the Tea Party back in 2010? A handful of Tea Party people came in and just cleaned house. And the Republicans, and now they're all in leadership in the Republican Party. in the Democratic Party, we go, no, you got to stand in line. You know, we've got an order that we like to go through. And Jerry Connolly, the throat cancer guy who's 75 years old, he's next in line. It's my turn. Remember Hillary Clinton? It's my turn. It's all about me. Fuck you, bitch. Anyway, AOC did not get the spot. Jerry Connolly got the spot, although it was surprising because AOC did get 84 votes. I think Jerry Connolly got like 120 some votes. So it was, you know, it was surprising that AOC got that many, especially considering Nancy Pelosi went out of her way from her hospital bed to make all those phone calls. So, you know, AOC getting that close was pretty impressive, but yet she still didn't get the spot. Anyway, Jerry Connolly just left a couple of weeks ago saying that his throat cancer is getting the better of him and he's thinking about just not running again and he's just going to start taking care of himself because he should. He's in his mid-70s. He probably doesn't have that much time left. He's probably got some grandkids that he would like to spend some time with, and he shouldn't have got the goddamn spot in the first place. Honestly, he should not have had that spot, you know. But he is stepping down, so one of the people, obviously, that would be, you know, you would assume would try her hand at taking that seat would be AOC, but AOC says she doesn't want it. And Maxwell Frost, who is another good young progressive out there, he said he's not going to run for the spot either. So that narrows it down to, in the progressive wing of the Democratic Party, Jasmine Crockett. And Jasmine Crockett would probably do a pretty damn good job. She would definitely generate some headlines. She would be, you know, outspoken enough that news organizations would pay a lot more attention. You know, why would you put a camera on a 75-year-old man with throat cancer who's not really saying anything very fascinating or interesting? You put it on somebody who knows how to get a fucking point across and make it interesting for the public to go, oh, wow, I like this woman. I'm paying attention to her. She's got my attention. That's the kind of politics that we need now. We've got to get past the 70, 80, 90-year-old bit of representation that's not helping us out. Anyway, so from out of nowhere, the centrists, man, they just cannot be stopped. It's just like, every time we go, hey, I got an idea. How about we try progressivism? And then a centrist will pop up and go, but have you thought about compromising with the fascist? Oh my God. Oh my God. Every time. We had a shot at Bernie Sanders. Yeah, but have you thought about Hillary Clinton and it's her turn? We had a second shot at Bernie Sanders. Yeah, but have you thought about he might not win and we'd be better off with the old guy who can barely speak in Joe Biden? We keep doing this. God damn it. How about we try something new? And for God's sakes, Jasmine Crockett is young enough that she could probably be in the position for a little while. And she could grow in the position and get stronger in the position as opposed to hiring this guy. His name is Kwame Mfume, who, by the way, I have never heard of until like 2 days ago. Yet again, another congressperson who has been in Congress for decades, who has never done anything, never generated one fucking headline that was interesting for me to even hear of this person's name. And by the way, he's older than Jerry Connolly. Jerry Connolly is 75 years old. This guy's like 76 years old. I don't know if he's got throat cancer or some other debilitating disease. But yet again, another gerontocratic old fuck, you know, because it's their turn. And I am so goddamn afraid that the Democratic Party is going to do it again. We just screwed up doing this shit just a couple of months ago. Did we learn a lesson? No, I don't know. I don't know. Jasmine Crockett easily could be a future leader in the Democratic Party, could actually have a good enough voice to get some real shit done. Yeah, well, judging by the Democratic Party, they don't like getting things done, so maybe that's the reason why they don't. They will probably fight against her. But she's going up against this Democratic representative from Maryland, Kwani Mfume, and he wants the job really bad. He's 76 years old, and he's got a sexual harassment case against him. Now, this case is 20 years old. It was back in 2005. Where he was accused of sexually harassing a subordinate. And the case didn't go to trial. It was settled. And Mfume ended up paying off the woman in question $100,000. And of course, I'm sure that there was a non-disclosure agreement along with that money. So that's probably the reason why we haven't heard anything about it. But I've never even heard of this congressman in the first place. Certainly didn't hear anything about a sexual harassment thing. And 20 years ago was a long fucking time ago. But a guy with a little bit of baggage and old and pretty irrelevant is now wanting to take a very high spot in Democratic committees, the Oversight Committee. Jesus Christ, call your representative. Don't let Nancy Pelosi make all the phone calls. Call your representative and say, hey, vote for Jasmine Crockett. We need a new, fresh voice, to do some oversight and be a leader in the Democratic Party. If you really care about making change, then make your voice heard. Call your representative and say, don't vote for this another old fuck. We need new blood, we need strong voices, and we need good policy in the Democratic Party. No more of this, more of the same, status quo managing, it's my turn bullshit. We need new voices, we need fresh faces. So call your congressman. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.